Steve Pete, here to help you out today. Man, listen, I love to do different things and to reach out to different people, right? So I've been on a tangent of reaching out to different coaches. And I've been talking to some of my clients and just getting to know coaches at a deeper level, right? Like really taking that next step and really getting to know people. And I was on the phone with one of my clients yesterday, and we was having a conversation. And I think that this is a conversation that a lot of coaches are basically having. So I wanted to share something with you. So we're on the phone, and he told me a story about how he's a very very young coach at this time in his career, turning around the program, and he has standards already in place. So he has that silt that we teach in previous lessons, but he already has his standards in place. But he wants to make sure that he's able to give constructive criticism as well as positive reassurance. We live in a time where kids, they can literally take something super personal. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be telling the kid something makes perfect sense to you as the coach. You relay the message to the kid and the kid snaps and the kid doesn't respond the right way or the way that you thought that it was going to be. So I want to be able to take those expectations off, but at the same time, replace it with a play. So the next time you have that difficult conversation or you trying to reach that kid, but you're still trying to be positive in the midst, as a young assistant coach, when I was at Marshall University, I remember there were times where I'm always a positive person, but I had to challenge myself to figure out how can I be positive, but at the same time, let the kids know, like, I'm not playing, right? This ain't no joke. I'm not just a super positive guy that's floating around in the sky. I still have to coach. And I'm going to show you a play today where you're going to be able to give positive feedback, but still coach in the meantime, right? So go ahead, let's walk to the board. So I've been talking to you about how to give that positive feedback, but at the same time, give a message, right? So the technique that I want to share with you today is the sandwich technique. Now, this technique has been around for ages, right? I actually learned this when I was getting my first master's degree at the University of Louisville, when we were talking about some HR stuff, some human resource stuff. But this is a corporate way of giving feedback. But this works so good when you're talking about student athletes because you're able to draw the person in, give them what they need, and send them on their way. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so when we're using this sandwich technique, what you want to do is you want to first have a message, right? Every time you're doing any type of communication, you want to have your end goal in mind. So you want to be thinking, what is my end goal, okay? For example, like in that scenario that I was telling you about, the coach's end goal was to be able to coach his kids and tell them things that they were doing wrong on the court. Okay, cool. So I said, this is what you should do. Give a positive first, right? Don't make fun of my bread, right? My piece of bread right there. But you want to give a positive first. That's that first piece of bread that you put on the sandwich. Give that positive. The next thing you want to do is you want to give the meat, right? You want to give the meat right here. And the meat is also the coaching. This is the feedback. This is the, hey, you're not getting back on offense, or you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing on defense. Those type of things. You want to give that coaching, right? So you would give a positive. You would say, hey, I love the way that you're coming to practice on time. I love how you're encouraging your teammates. I really need you to work on your work ethic when you are at practice. I really need you to turn up the intensity when you are at practice. And now watch how I close it out. I'm going to give another positive, right? I'm going to give another positive, and I'm going to close up that sandwich, right? So now I'm going to say, all right, you know what? Even though you need to pick up your work ethic while you're at practice, I'm so happy to have you be a part of this team because I can see how much you've grown, right? Now, just think about that conversation with that student athlete or with your staff members, right? You could easily bring a coach in the office and say, hey, I love the way that you're always early to work. You're always here doing what you're supposed to be doing. We really need to start being more on top of the kids. We really need to start making sure we're doing our class checks. And I really need your help because you have a great relationship with the kids. So the problem is I have kids that are not following the rules, right? And then the solution is we need room checks. How can I get that solution to my assistant coach in the best way? Here is a solution-based communication system. This is the sandwich technique. This is something that you can use when you run into those difficult conversations. This is a play that you can run. I literally run this all the time. I'm always using this. I'm always giving a positive. I'm giving the coaching and I'm closing it up. That's literally what I just did in this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even notice that I did it because I use it so much, and it's got to become a part of you just like it's a part of me. And if you feel like this added value to you, just make sure you share it with somebody else. That's all I ask, is that you share all of these techniques and all of these things that you've been learning in our course. Share them with somebody else. And as always, trust the grind. Let's get it.
Wait. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.